Hey guys, this is Beck and Growler. How you going,
Hey
Growler?
people, good. How are
Uh,
you, Sister Beck? Good.
Mate, I am. My head is spinning for the last 3 days well, 2 days
Yeah.
since we found out this information, and
Mm,
I'm just glad that we have the opportunity to bring this to the people today. So,
yeah.
guys, this is probably the most important show we've ever done.
Mm,
I know we've said that in the past, but because of the hour, the late hour that we're in, we
yeah.
needed to tell you guys this today.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So, what we have for you here is some pretty earth-shattering, great breaking information, and we need you guys to share this out as much as you can, and to tell people, just people on the street, anywhere you go, whatever. Tell them to do their research. Give them the name, a couple of names we give you guys, and tell them to go home and Google it. That's what you need to do,
Uh,
guys. Okay.
it's
Okay.
if
So,
Google allows you.
yes, it will.
Yeah.
It should. No, well,
Joking.
you just Google the names that we've Googled,
Yeah,
and
I
you
know.
will get
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going to start off. We're going to start it off with a screenshot we have here, and
Yeah.
this is where it's all coming from, guys. Now we're going to have to use code to do this live stream so we don't trip the algorithms, I call them.
Yeah.
So this is a PF, the one that the poison that starts with PF. Now
Yeah.
this is oh no, sorry, this is the
No, this is
AZ.
AZ poison.
I am sorry, guys. This is the AZ poison. Now, you can see the boxes here clearly, and this was from a news channel. So we appreciate that news channel showing us these
Yes, we
boxes.
thank them very much. Yes.
We do, because they
Yeah.
have just shown us what is on the box, and we looked it
Mm,
up. Guys, hang on to your seats for this. This is disgusting.
mm,
Okay,
mm.
Growler, you want to? Yep, go for it,
Yes.
mate.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes. As I was looking at, you do get truth hiding in plain sight. And as Sister knows, I mean, what they're doing now is they're just basically telling you your plans as Satan has to tell people their plans, tell everyone his plans. That's the deal between the Father and him. And that will be adhered to 100%. Now, there's little things that you can look for. You can listen to what they're saying and everything like that. But I think it's very, very important to find little things like this. Um, one little word can actually just, bring everything together. So what I did is I went through everything, stopped, started, paused, and I want to have a look at the boxes of this poison here. So I did Google I did Google the letters and the numbers, and then down, if you see this box here in the middle, if you see this box in the middle where it says CV19 Poison AZ, and then you keep going down, and it says it's got the number here, and then down the bottom, just above the 5 mil here, it says recombinant. Now we all know that uh, what this poison is. It's an operating system, and you've got different flavors to choose, 5 or 6 different flavors to choose from, and it depends
Mm,
what country is ordering what. So if you have a look, just like I said, above the 5 mil recombinant. Now we know that the poison is um, it's nano particles. That's what I'll just keep it at that, nanoparticles. And I just want to get this out, and I've said this before on other live streams, that the Father is all compassing, all knowing, all sovereign, all powerful. He's omnipresent. Now,
mm,
Satan is not omnipresent. Okay,
no.
Satan is not omnipresent. He can only be one place at one time. So how is he going to mimic the Father? Because he wants to be exactly like him. So the
Mm,
only way he can mimic the Father is through technology, as we've got pads, we've got phones, everything like that. But it's gone. I've said this to Beck as well. It's gone into artificial intelligence, and that's what Satan is. He's artificial because
Yes.
he's not all powerful, all sovereign. He's not omnipresent. He can't be. The only way he
Mm.
can be omnipresent is through technology, artificial intelligence. We know where AI is going, and as we've put on live streams before, Operation Whip Speed and Essentia is the same sort of platform as the Tiberius system that's doing the monitoring over in America. So we have Essentia here, and Essentia is the same sort of operating and platform system as Tiberius. And Essentia is an AI company that monitors all VC people that get the VC. So Essentia is one of the biggest players at Davos as well. So it is a I
A,
don't like to say
a
global, but
wicked web.
it is a global company. It is a global company, and they're all hooked into the Tiberius system, so they all work together. So what I'm trying to say is Satan is not omnipresent. The Father is. How does Satan want to control every single person? He wants to control every single person through technology, through AI, and this is his end goal, to take as many people with him as possible, wants to mimic the Father, and rah, rah, rah. So I've said that in other live streams as well. So if we go to what I was explaining just beforehand, recombinant DNA. Now, I
Which
mean,
is on the
this is
box,
in,
yes, recombinant, and
yeah,
all these letters, guys, they mean
yeah,
something, and we look
that's
them
right.
up straight away, and that's what you're going to
Yeah,
get here. Right.
right. So, so now I'll point something out here. Now, Wikipedia. Yes, we're not doctors. We know and understand that. We're not trying to be. But it's little things like this that you can pick up. You can cross-reference that with pretty good sites to get a good overall gist. Do we know everything? No, we don't. And we've never claimed to know everything, because no one does. But
Mm,
when you receive things through the Holy Spirit and He guide you to see little things like that, that's your job to investigate it. So
that's
if
right.
we go to recombinant, now I'm on Wikipedia here. It's all out
So we
there.
want
You
the
know, as
we
I,
want the next screenshot, do we?
no, I can actually read it if you want to. That'll be fine. But I'll read through that. Um, only if you want to. That's fine. But I've
Well,
got
we
it
have the
here in front of me.
recombinant. We do
Yep,
have the
that's good.
recombinant on
Yep, that's
Wikipedia.
fine. Yep,
We'll
put
pull
it
that
up.
up.
Put it up. Yep, and I will just read through that, and we'll leave the descriptions of everything that we've gone through in the description box. So now, recombinant DNA, rDNA in brackets. Molecules are DNA molecules formed by laboratory methods of genetic recombination, such as molecular cloning. That bring that brings together genetic material from multiple sources, creating sequences uh, that would not otherwise be found in the genome. Now I'll just go past that again. Now, molecular cloning, this is what's in your poison. It brings genetic material from multiple sources, creating sequences. Now, as we've seen, the premiers talk about, when they're trying to track and trace, they say we're doing genome sequencing. That's what they say.
Mm,
We're doing genome sequencing to find out who's got it, and tests here and tests there. So they're already doing genome sequencing, and they've already said that so many times in
mm, yes.
sort of like state addresses every morning, and the like. So, and when it says creating sequences that would not otherwise be found in the genome, so
There.
what
Yep.
are they adding to that genome that's not in our genome? So they've got a little diagram here: construction of recombinant DNA in which a foreign DNA fragment is
Mm,
inserted into a plasmid vector. Now, we've all heard about the viral vector poisons as well. So I think that actually is tied in. How, I don't know. I'm not surmising. I'm just, because we've all heard about the viral vectors. It says plasmoid vectors here, so they must have some sort of connection. Like I said, we're not doctors. We're just going off a bit of common sense as well, I
we
think,
don't have to be
for
doctors
ourselves.
here. We don't
No,
have
well,
to be
that's right.
doctors. This
That's
is
right.
telling us what
Yeah.
recombinant DNA is.
Yeah, that's correct. So in this example, if you see the example up the top, the gene indicated by the white color is inactivated upon insertion of the foreign DNA fragment. So I wonder what the foreign DNA, but we'll find that out in
Wow.
just a second. So
Yeah, we're
now
going
we've
to
got
find out
recombinant.
what that is. It's right here. It's right here. Tells
Yes,
us.
sure is. So we've got the recombinant DNA is the general name for a piece of DNA that has been created by combining at least two fragments from two different sources. Recombinant DNA is possible because DNA molecules from all organisms share the same chemical structure and differ only in nucleotide sequence. Within that identical overall structure, recombinant DNA molecules are sometimes called chimeric DNA. Chimeric
Right.
DNA.
So,
So,
what is chimeric
because they
DNA?
I
Mm,
will be going into that in just a second. So
that's right.
it's chimeric. Yep, because they can be made of material from two different species, like the
Right.
mythical chimera.
Yep.
rDNA technology uses palindromic sequences and leads to the production of sticky and blunt ends. And we're going into that as well. So the DNA sequences used in the construction of recombinant DNA molecules can originate from any species. For example, plant DNA may be joined to bacterial DNA, or human DNA may be joined with fungal DNA. In addition, DNA sequences that do not occur anywhere in nature may be created by the chemical synthesis of DNA and incorporated into recombinant molecules. Using recombinant DNA technology and synthetic DNA, literally any DNA sequence, I'll say that again, literally any DNA sequence may be created and introduced into any of the very wide ranging range of living organisms. Now, I'm going into chimeric DNA and then it's got chimera, so it all comes up the same. So now we know that chimeras are not mythical. It says, we all know about, I mean, if you have a look at the UK VX program. They called it Operation Panacea. Now that's a Greek healing god, isn't it? So if we go into Chimera mythology, the Chimera, also known as Chimera, is that's how it's spelled Greek. It's a she goat, right? According to Greek mythology, and we know it's not mythology because this is all from the fallen. This is what it is. And as we've said before, whatever's in the poison is artificial intelligence. uh, uh, it's got nanoparticle, whatever it is. This is the highest form of technology which goes into your system. Was a monstrous fire-breathing hybrid creature of Lycia in Asia Minor, composed of the parts of more than one animal, as in the days of Noah, I guess. It is usually depicted as a lion with the head of a goat, wonder who that is, protruding from its back, and a tail that might end with a snake's head. Oh, that's lovely. It was one of the offspring of Typhon and uh, and a sibling of such monsters as Cerberus and Lerninian Hydra. Now, Cerberus, it's funny, I'll just quickly go off here. Cerberus, we have a naval base called HMAS Cerberus. So everything's named after Greek gods. It's very funny that. Now, the term chimera has come to describe any mythical or fictional creature. So they're trying to say, oh, it's only mythical, it's only fictional. That's how they're trying to part it off, that they're not actually putting this chimera DNA into the poison. So, with parts taken from various animals to describe anything composed of very disparate parts or perceived as wildly imaginative and implausible or dazzling. Well, as in the days of Noah, they were splicing and dicing. That's what they were doing. They're mixing animals with human DNA, and that's why we had the flood. So I wanted to just quickly go through that And if you go through, if we leave the links in the description box, it actually goes through a whole heap of different other things that actually is sequenced with this chimeric rDNA. Now, I'm going into sticky blunt ends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sticky blunt ends. So DNA ends
Yeah.
refer to the properties of the end of DNA molecules, which may be sticky or blunt, based on the enzyme which cuts the DNA. The restriction enzyme belong to a larger class of enzymes called exon nucleases and endon nucleases.
Oh
Exon
dear.
nucleases remove the nucleotide, so they're removing nucleotides from human DNA from the ends, where the endonuclease cuts at specific position
Specific
within the
within
DNA.
the
The
DNA. That
concept
tells
is
you
used.
everything. Cuts.
That's right. That's exactly it. Now here it says the concept is used in molecular biology, especially in cloning, or when
Cloning.
sub yeah, or when subcloning inserts DNA into the vector DNA. So there's your viral vector poisons that will
Yes.
probably end and sort that out. That is my opinion from my studies. That's what I'll say.
Yes.
So such ends may be generated by restriction enzymes that cut the DNA. A staggered cut generates two sticky ends, while a straight cut generates blunt ends. So
Mm.
all as you can see, as you can see, what they're trying to do, recombinant DNA is a molecular cloning DNA mixed
Yes.
in with, as we've said, haven't we, sis? We've said this for a long time. The
A long
poison
time.
is
Mm.
basically Neff. Neff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's
Nephon.
fallen.
Yeah, it's
Fallen
fallen. So
DNA
that's what they're injecting you with. Now,
and
as we've
animal.
studied, yes, that's right. So they're mixing any animals they want into this poison, and that goes into you. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so if you go through the recombinant DNA, you go through your chimeric rDNA. You know how they say the mRNA poisons, and then you've got your Fizzler and biotech poisons as well. That has to be stored, of course, at minus 70 degrees, and we know
Yeah.
that we know we know these things love the cold, don't we, sis? We know that
Yes.
they love the cold. So,
Antarctica.
yeah, that's right. So, uh, everything's everything's here. I'd just quickly like to pull up something else. I'll just read it off here. So what I will do is I'll go back into here and just bear. This is from the recombinant DNA. So I'm going into the DNA creation. Now, you guys can check through this, and it goes step by step into gene cloning. Gene cloning, you know. Uh, molecular
Yeah.
cloning is the lab. Yep, molecular cloning is a laboratory
Sorry.
process
I'm
used to
sorry,
create.
Growler. Growler.
Yep,
Sorry
yep,
to interrupt you.
yep.
What was the name of what you're looking up in Wikipedia?
Went up to recombinant DNA, then I went down to the first section of DNA creation.
Okay. Thank you.
So I go down to DNA creation, then I go down here. It says molecular cloning is the laboratory process used to create recombinant DNA. It is one of the two most widely used methods, along with polymerase chain reaction, PCR,
Wow.
used to direct the replication of. It's used to direct the replication of any specific DNA sequence chosen by the experimentalist. There are two fundamental differences between the methods. One is that molecular cloning involves replication. Replication, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to replicate your DNA. That's what makes you unredeemable in the Father's
Mm-hmm.
eyes. It's
Yes.
that simple.
Yes.
So, in, so molecular cloning involves replication of the DNA with a living cell, while PCR, that's why they're doing PCR tests, replicates DNA in the test tube. So
The
once you
test
go for
tube.
your PCR, okay, they're going to replicate that in the test tube that it's collected in, free of living cells. The other difference is that cloning involves cutting and pasting DNA sequences, while PCR amplifies by copying an existing sequence. So
Bang.
your PCR test amplifies by copying an existing sequence through recombinant DNA molecular cloning. So now, if you have a look at this, if you I mean, it just basically says it here in front of you. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know what else to say. But I'll just quickly keep reading a bit more
Oh,
here. It
yes,
says
please. Please
formation.
do.
For, yeah, formation of recombinant DNA requires a cloning vector. There's your
There.
so if you have a look at the poison, it starts with N and NVX. So that's all I'll say.
Mm.
NVX, I think everyone knows about the different lollipops that are available now. You've got the formation of recombinant DNA requires cloning vectors. So that's your viral vector poisons and that
Mm.
sort of thing. So a DNA molecule that replicates within a living cell. So whatever cloning or whatever DNA they're putting into a cell, that DNA molecule that replicates that they
It
inject you with,
replicates. It
yep,
replicates within the living cell. Yes.
that's right. So
So
vectors are
that
generally
yep,
derived from plasmids or viruses. So they're putting viruses and they're putting extra goodies in these
yep,
poisons to replicate and rewrite your DNA. That's what it is, and that's why you become unredeemable. This is
yes,
what people don't understand. So what it
yes,
says, and it represents relatively small segments of DNA that contain necessary genetic signals for replication. Genetic signals is AI. Genetic
yes,
signals are AI.
yes,
That's what it is. So,
it is.
so with all these, the program, Tiberius program, Essentia program, they can send signals to through through this poison and replicate it at any time that they want. They can track you in real time. I mean, what would be the point of putting AI into a poison and not being able to track you? I mean, it defeats the purpose. That's what it
That's
does.
right.
So
Exactly.
we know we know that these poisons, they basically it's a tracking system. They'll turn you on and turn you off. They this is just I would say a thought of mine that they could actually program you and change your DNA and replication of DNA into any animal or anything that they want.
Yes. I think
Think
that's
about
what
that.
it really is. I know it sounds
Yeah,
bizarre. We know it
yeah.
sounds over the top, but this is, guys, they're telling us. They're telling us here.
As in the days of Noah, as in the days of Noah, they're doing the
How
same
can
thing.
you dispute this? There's no disputing this because it's on the
Mm,
box. And
yep,
all we've done is research what was on the box. So
that's right.
this
Yep,
is real. And we got to tell people straight away. Okay, keep going. Sorry, love.
that's right. And look, if you have a look at the box, it's a CHAD. I forgot the rest of it. Now, when they
Mm,
say chimeric DNA and chimeric cloning, and or what I've just read, why does it have CH there? And they say
that
it's
is,
mythical, but they've
it
got
is. No.
CH. That's your chimera. That's what
Mm,
it is. So they're actually putting the CH. They're putting the CH at the start of the poison because they're saying that's a chimera poison.
yes.
It's a chimera poison because it
Yes.
starts with CH. And as we
It's
read
simple as
in,
that. Simple as that,
yeah,
man.
it's that simple. And uh, if I just go back in here, guys, I'm sorry, just give me a second. Um, if you want to go back and have a look at the letters and numbers above where it says recombinant, it starts with CH. Now it says, I'll go through it again. Uh, the sequence within that identical overall structure, recombinant DNA molecules are sometimes called chimeric DNA. Now the two letters starting on that box is CH.
And
It's CH,
that is it.
chimeric
We know
DNA.
that's it. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
chimeric DNA.
that's right.
That's what it is. And
That's right. And then they go
that's what
into
they're
all
going to turn
the
people into.
cloning here. Like
Yeah.
it just says here in standard cloning protocols, the
Yes.
cloning of any DNA fragment essentially involves 7 steps. And you guys
That's
can
right.
read those 7 steps. And the word, look at number 4,
Yep.
creation of recombinant DNA.
So, and
Okay?
I will go through as Sis knows. I studied for over 30 years because I'm into aviation and everything as well. Because anything that flies, I want to know about it. And I really got into the basically 30 years of abduction scenarios and people that went through medical experiments, and it's just
Yep.
horrific. It's just horrific. Now we all know that aliens are fallen. We all know that. So what do you think they're doing? They're trying to replicate DNA. They're doing the same thing as in the days of Noah, as the fallen came in Genesis, as in the days of Noah. So they're
You
splicing and
see, that's
dicing.
why the flood had to happen, because the Father had to cleanse
That's
the
right.
earth of all that.
Mm.
But the fallen
So
angels that fell didn't die.
nope,
Okay? They can't be
that's
killed.
right.
They were trapped here
Mm.
and they took host bodies and they continued their work.
That's right. That's exactly right. And they continued their work with the military, with the military's help, of course.
Mm,
And that's why you get so many abductees. So, I mean, with abductions, they take everything. They take cells. They take DNA from all ladies' reproductive systems, from men's
yep,
reproductive systems, from men's sperm, all this sort of thing, and they're trying to do what they did in Genesis again, and it's coming out in the form of the poison.
exactly.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
We can't say
That's
it
why
any
you are
plainer.
unredeemable. No,
Mm,
you know,
because you have
um,
the DNA, because they're putting the DNA of the
the fallen. Yep,
disgusting fallen and whatever else they want, animals, snakes, whatever they like.
yep, yep. That's right. And if you, I know Anne. I know Anne. She was in the New Age for a while, but she's a total born again Christian now, guys. She's fine. Don't worry. And
Our
Anne is
beautiful
very, very up to
moderator,
date. Yep,
Anne Walsworth.
yep,
Yeah, oh, yep,
yep.
yep.
And she's very up with this. And because she's got that background in the New Age and all that sort of thing, that's what's brought her around to say yes, this is what they're doing. This is what they've done, and it's like I said, back in, as I said, Satan is artificial intelligence. That's what it is. That I mean, it can't be any more plainer, and he just wants to infect
No,
everyone with this gene cloning and replication
that's right.
and whatever else.
Because
I
he
mean,
cannot be, because he can't be omnipresent, and that also
yeah,
traps people as well. That so we
that's right.
because they've called it themselves an operating system as well
Yeah,
as all
that's
this
right.
on top of it.
That's right. It's on the. I'll say this. It's on the modern website. It's on the modern website that they already said it's an operating system. I mean, look. To be honest, I go through a lot of comments and because I want to see the kickback on what people are thinking. There's a lot of kickback in people waking up and not wanting to take this, and
Mm,
I think that's the first time I've seen such a pushback and kickback of this. But I mean, if you have a look at the economic situation, people are in trouble, and the only way they can pay their houses off, or drive a car, or eat and look after their kids is to take the poison, because they'll just keep putting screws down, one screw there, one screw there. Well, then if you don't
yeah,
take it, that's fine. You don't have to, but you can't drive a car, you
yeah,
can't go to a supermarket, you can't do this,
yeah,
but that's all right. Don't take it. So it's coercion by blackmail. It's mandatory by blackmail.
exactly. Yeah,
That's what it is. So
yes,
you are given a choice But yeah, you'll have to be pretty well self-subservient and off-grid, which most people are. 98 to 99%, 99.8% aren't off-grid, and they can't look after themselves.
Exactly.
What are
But
they going to do? What are
we
they going
do.
to do?
Yeah, well, we know we have an answer for those people listening who do not want
Yep,
to, who do not know what to do. Please stay with us here, because at the end of all
yep.
this information, we are going to tell you how to get out of this and how to save
That's
your
right.
soul, how to save your
That's
life.
right.
Actually, it mightn't save your life here because we're not promising that. But what
No.
we do know is it will save your soul, and it's absolutely guaranteed.
Now, I really implore people. Say no, no. Let's say non-Christians. No, no, no. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take it. Well, you think, well, you've got to be saved as well. So if you're not saved, you may as well take the poison because
That's right.
you'll end up with the same result. You'll end up with the same
That's
result.
right.
So
Yeah, well said.
so
Mm,
uh, and a lot, like I said, a lot of people are waking up. But then if you think about it, they think, oh, I won't take the poison. But then they won't think. They don't realize it's a spiritual battle. These people aren't
yes,
saved, and people that aren't close to our King and aren't saved, they won't go that extra half mile. You know what I mean? They won't go that.
that's
They'll
right.
stop there. Yeah, we won't take it. We'll be okay.
Mm,
And I mean, it's good that they've woken up halfway that they haven't taken it. But then the other half is, well, if you don't take it, if you don't take it, that's all and
they take
well.
everything
But
off you. They take everything off you. They took everything. It's like a naughty child that daddy's taken everything away from you, and put you in a room and said you can't eat, sleep, do anything until you do this for me. That's what this
yeah,
is. They're not
that's right.
forcing you, but they're
No,
telling you you can't come out of your room and play until you've
yep,
done this. Okay?
that's right.
And that
So.
is a father. That's a really, but that's the bad one, you
Mm.
know?
And on top of that, sorry guys, I'm just having some orange juice. On top of that, like I said, if you don't take it, that's all well and good. But if you're not saved, it won't help you. It just
No,
won't. It
no,
just won't because
because you
if you're
won't
not if
have
you're not saved,
any help.
yeah,
There'll be no help.
yeah. If you don't realize that this is a spiritual battle, you're trying to live in the physical, and the physical will give way to the physical. So
Yes,
what you've got to do is, yep, the Father will look after me. Faith is number one. That's the way it is. You know, we've read Revelation, we've read Isaiah, we've read Ezekiel, all these Jeremiah 50, 50,
Jeremiah,
50 and 51. If you have a
Daniel.
look at, yeah, Daniel, all those, if you if you don't realize this is a spiritual battle now, you don't. You're finished. You're finished because you can't fight a spiritual war physically. You can only fight a spiritual war spiritually. And that's the only
Exactly.
thing that will get you through to jump through to the next portal.
That's right. If
Into the
you,
Father's hands, into the Father's hands. That's what it'd be, because like I said, you have to drop everything in this world. The love of money is gone. Love of your possessions is gone. Throw everything out. Everything that you own, throw it out. Be attached to nothing. Because when the crap hits the fan, I did love the movie Heat. Uh, uh, I really did. I love that movie Heat, and I'm going to take a line out of that movie where De Niro, we know how evil he is, you know, but I'm just using this.
mm,
I'm just using this. I'm just using this. He said, do
yeah,
not get attached to anything.
yeah,
Do not get attached to anything that you can walk out in 30 seconds flat. Do not get attached
yes,
to anything in this world so you can walk out of anything in 30 seconds flat spiritually. You know what I mean? So you've crossed
yes,
from the physical into the spiritual.
right. That's right. That's
So,
right.
so that's the. Do not get attached to. If you're attached to things in this world, they'll keep putting the screws down. You'll give in. If you are not attached to anything in this world, you will not give in because you are prepared spiritually for this. It's a spiritual battle. It's
Yes,
that simple. It's a spiritual battle. Like I said, you cannot fight it. A spiritual battle on a physical level. You've got to fight demonic spirits with with um, with the Holy Spirit. That's the only way you're going to make it through. That's it. That's
so
it.
So
There's
we
no other
knew
way.
how could have we known that what was in this before we proved it to the people? We were
Yep.
telling you guys. Like
Yep.
if you go back on our live streams, our evening streams,
Yep.
now we call them because they're not live anymore. This is a premiere. But if you go back, you will hear us saying, don't take it. This is fallen
That's right.
DNA. And
Right.
the father told many people, many of us who connect with him, and guys, we're not perfect. We're just dirt, but we're his dirt,
Yeah.
okay?
That's right.
And
We're sinners just
yeah,
like everyone else, but we're saved.
yeah, but we don't like
Yep.
intentionally sinning, killing, hurting people, that is intentional. Just try
Yep.
and focus on getting your spiritual life together now, guys, because your physical life will be gone
It's over.
soon.
It's over. It's
Because
over.
even if you take it, it's game over. It's worse for you.
Yep.
As we know, it's 10 times worse. So we
Yep.
need the strength and the faith now, which I've
Yep.
been saying in my little walk videos. We have to
Mm.
do that now because times are going to get tough. And I know a lot of people aren't prepared. We know that. But don't worry. Those of you who are not prepared, don't panic. If you have the Father as your guide, well, He give you the Holy Spirit as your guide. He
Mm.
will lead you into everything. He will give you manna from heaven. He will make your flour not run out. He can make your oil stay full. Every
Mm.
time you pour oil into a bottle to cook something or that oil could fill back up. This
Mm.
is possible. Please believe me, people. All things are possible for those who believe. Now,
Mm. Mm.
if you have faith of a mustard seed, the Bible says, right? You can say to this mountain, be uprooted and go and chuck yourself into the sea.
I've
That
tried
says
that.
something because he's saying if
Yeah.
you have a little bit of faith, I'm going to
Mm.
do a lot of things. Now, since Growler's been here, he has seen how the Father works in my life. He has
Yep.
seen firsthand the signs I've gotten from him and
Mm.
the actual physical miracles we've had. Actual
Yep.
physical things happen. So
Mm.
we're
Mm.
not worried. Really,
Yep.
we do want to be prepared for those around us, who there will be tribulation Christians. We know that. So I am hoping that not one person that I know personally will be a tribulation Christian because they will be the ones that have it the worst. However,
Mm.
I think we're all going to be tribulation Christians, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, because
Uh,
yeah, in saying that, I'm doubling back on myself. Because it says we go at the last trump, guys. Now,
that's
if we
right.
go at the last trumpet, that means that we've gone through all this stuff, and he says those who get to the end will be saved.
Mm.
So we don't take it, we don't fall for
Exactly.
their lies. Uh,
Yeah.
This is why you need to tell people. I don't care if they scream in your face. I don't care if
Yeah.
they think you're stupid. Your local shopkeepers, all the people you know out and about. Because I know heaps of people around here because I've lived here a long time. Go to
Yeah.
them first. Tell the one, just make a cash conversation. Oh, so how's this treating you, this CV? And the shop owners will talk to you, and that is your bang. There's your door open,
Yeah.
and you just
Sure.
say a simple couple of sentences and walk away.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the father. But you
Mm.
must tell them because you know the information now, so you must pass it on. Okay,
Mm.
everyone's got to play catch up here, guys. We've been
Yep.
doing this for 3 solid years. They've got to play catch up really
Yep.
fast. And
Yep.
they have stripped YTube of nearly everything that was good. The things that are
Yeah.
left will be the shells. I don't know
Yeah.
how some of us little channels are surviving. Yes, I do. He's
Yeah.
covered us. Somehow to the
Right.
very, very, very end, they are not allowed to take certain channels off because
Yeah.
Satan has to tell us his plans to the very end
Mm.
because that way he says, he goes to the Father and he says, oh, well, I told them that
mm,
all the information was there. But see, then it's up to the person, and he says, "But Father, I didn't know. I didn't know when they're getting judged." And the thing is, the father will say, "You had watchmen and women come to you. The
yep,
information was on the box. This was there.
yep,
That was there. You perished for lack of knowledge."
that's right. That's simple. That's
Sorry,
simple.
that's my
And
that's a bit of my preaching. Yeah, but
no, no,
it's
well,
true.
that's right. And it says that we've got to be watching for his return constantly, having oil in the lamp
Absolutely.
constantly. So, so if you're not watching constantly, you're going to miss things. You know. So
Yeah.
this is what society has done basically since World War II. They've really improved luxuries. They've improved life. They've made sure
Hmm.
people have cars, possessions, everything in their house. Having a house, that's so what they're doing is they're trying to get people as comfortable as they can. So when this time comes, people don't want to get rid of it. And it says people who uh, uh, want to hang on to their lives here will lose their life.
That's right. And now we know why.
And yeah, and so people that want to lose their life here will gain life. So that's
That's
as I
right.
said, as going back, you cannot be attached to anything. You cannot be attached to anything that you can walk out in 30 seconds flat, or even sooner. I mean, I don't care if you've got $50,000 in money there. You should be able to get a lighter, put it all into a wad, and just burn it. Not be attached to it. Not be attached to it.
Well,
Get your
what what
get your
did
possessions.
what did what did the what did it say in the scriptures where it says, um basically when you see the abomination of desolation standing in the holy place, which will be the AC revealed, and
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
I'm thinking by May, and
Mm,
when he's revealed it, forget everything. Run up to
mm,
the roof of your house, run into the hills, run.
yeah.
Well, we're staying put. That's the thing. We've been told to stay put. A lot of
Mm,
people will run. A lot of people will bug out. I can tell you one thing. It does not matter where you run to.
nope.
It doesn't
Nope.
matter. It's all about having the relationship with him and trusting him to get you through. He said, there is a scripture that says he makes the bride invisible for 3.5 years and looks
Mm,
after her in the
mm,
wilderness. Now,
mm,
I don't know if that is the rapture. I'm not saying that. But guys, he
mm,
could literally make us invisible living here, and maybe we
mm,
we last for that 3.5 years here. I'm not sure,
mm,
but
mm, mm.
all I know is I trust him. I trust him
Yep.
to get me and my family through this now. I don't care if
Mm,
I don't have a speck of food in the cupboard. He
mm,
is going to help us, and he can help
mm,
you if you call
mm,
on his name. You just say, Father in heaven, I can't
mm,
do this.
mm,
Please help me. I believe your son, the elect one. I don't even know his true name because everybody's mixed it up. So
mm.
just you're
He
the
knows what you
one you
mean. He
sent.
knows what you
He
mean.
knows what you
Yeah, he knows.
mean. If you call him
Yeah,
Yeshua, Jesus, it doesn't matter. But if you say the one who you sent to die for me, please show
yep,
me the truth. Please come into my heart now,
yep.
please. If you
Yeah,
say
he
that
knows. He knows.
sincerely,
Yep,
that's all you have to say sincerely. Like,
that's
I
right.
am sick of these channels that have the sinner's prayer, the big long sinner's prayer. Guys,
Mm,
I'm telling you, from me, I know I did it. If you're there, okay, show me.
mm,
Wow. I had
mm,
angels
mm,
reciting scriptures to me that night,
mm, mm.
in my head.
Yep.
So that was the first night I asked, and that was many years
Mm,
ago. So, and
mm.
I've fallen away. I've done the wrong thing. I fell away. I fell away for years, but
Yep.
I never
We
fell
all did.
away in the way that I never fell away that I rejected him or disrespected him. I just partied on. I didn't,
Mm,
but I never left him. I always talked about him. I always
mm,
thought about him, but I wasn't in
mm,
prayer. Now, when I
mm,
went back this time round, when I've dedicated myself to him again, and he doesn't care
mm,
how many times you dedicate yourself, guys. He just wants you there. Listen, the
mm.
prodigal son, that's true. That's
Yep.
true. So
Mm,
it, it it all comes down to your faith is your righteousness to him.
mm,
How much faith you have is how he sees you. Okay.
mm,
So if you've got none, ask. If you have
mm,
none, ask for faith. If you need strength, ask for strength. And you should be asking for strength, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. But most of all,
mm,
faith, love, and patience. Right? They're
mm,
your three top ones. Is your faith, love, and patience. You need those
mm.
three to have anything else because he lets it
Yeah.
all line up for you. Everything will fall into sync. Yes, you're going to
Mm,
find things out that are going to blow your mind because the lies are deep. They run very,
mm.
very, very deep and they are a world wide web. The lies are a
Sure is.
world wide web. Okay, we're not going
And,
to go into other things here, but guys,
mm.
there are so many things at school. Everything you were told was a lie.
That's right.
Everything. Oh, they had to
That's
tell
right.
you a little bit of truth. They had to tell you a little bit of truth, but the lies outnumbered the truth. So
Mm,
we all gravitated to the lie because it was easier to believe, you see. And that
mm.
way, if you gravitate to the lie, you get to live your life however you like. You don't have to worry.
Yep.
You can go and sleep with whatever you want to. You can go
Mm,
and do whatever you want to. You can kill without conscience. But I tell you
mm,
what, when the day comes,
mm.
when that day comes, when they die, those people, they have to give an account of what they've got. And even
It's going to
though
be hard,
I
isn't it?
know my father's looking at me and loves me, I'm going to have to give an
Mm,
account. And I am scared shitless, to be
yep.
honest with you. And I know
Mm,
where I'm going. So listen,
mm,
if anybody in here is really hurting, you're really in pain, you don't know what to do, you've lost your job, you've got nothing. I don't care what your situation is. Hit your knees, get on your face and say, Father in heaven, please help me. Please
mm.
show me.
It's your only
You won't,
lifeline. It's yeah.
he
Make a
won't
telephone
leave you.
call. Yeah. Mm,
He won't. He will not deny a broken and contrite spirit.
mm,
Psalm 51, create in me a
mm,
pure heart, O Father, and a steadfast spirit to sustain me. My
mm.
sins are always before me, and only you, and before you, I have sinned.
That's right.
So I could go on with
Between
scriptures
you
all
and him, it's a
day.
relationship. It's a relationship. It's between
It's
you
a,
and him and no one else.
it is. It is a
That's what
relationship,
it is.
just like you have relationships with people. But
Yep.
you see, your relationship with him, he will never let you down. He's not like a
Mm,
person. So if you've
mm,
been hurt by people and you're a loner and you've
mm,
disassociated with society, he
mm,
is the one thing that will keep you up. And
mm.
I know it's good listening to YTube and getting all this different information and that, but I'm telling
There's
you, even the
no
channels that claim to
information
be
on it
good,
anymore. Yeah.
that's it. Well, that's right. Well, even the channels
Mm,
that claim to be good, you have to be
mm,
very, very careful because the cull is on and they're only going to leave channels on there that they want to be there or the channels
mm,
that are making money for them. Now, if you're
mm, mm,
making money out of the gospel, sorry, get lost.
mm. That's
Simple
right.
as that. I'm serious. I don't,
Mm,
unless you're, that is your only form and the father says yes you can, but that is a very rare situation to me.
no, no.
Okay, because the Father will provide. He's proved that time and time again. Before the
Yep.
internet was, the only thing we had was books, right? Okay.
Mm,
Well,
yep.
I used to walk around with my Bible everywhere at one stage, and if I needed anything and I asked him it was given to me. And I'm talking physical things too, like, Father, I can't pay the electricity bill this week. I don't know how it's going to happen. It would
mm,
happen. It would happen.
mm,
And it was
mm,
always, you knew it was him because he always did it in a way that was, um, he shows his footprint in what he does. Okay.
mm,
So it's it is absolutely amazing what can be done here. Everybody is thinking this is it, this is the end, this is death, this is it. If I don't take it, I'm not going to have a job. How am I going to feed my children?
mm.
What did he say? Fear not, for I am with you. Fear not, for I am your father.
Right.
I will strengthen you and I will help you and I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Now,
Mm,
I just want to show some pictures that I sent to Messi to put up. And just to remind you, because I've just given you a preaching, but I want to remind you now what they're doing. Now, it's as in the days of Noah, the giants will come back. Yes, there were giants, and we're talking not just 8-foot giants. Guys, that's ridiculous.
mm,
If you look at our geology of the ground, it is not what you think it is. Some of the things people walk on are
mm,
giants that have turned to stone. And yes, it
mm.
says in the Old Testament that they turned people to stone.
Yep.
And as we know, Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt, was it? Well, that's funny because they found that and it's
Yeah.
stone.
Yep.
So I think that word was changed there. And that was on purpose too. That could have been one of those effects that happened a long, long time ago, right?
And just quickly, there says I used to be into Metallica and that sort of thing. Now, on the
Yes.
latest Metallica album, they've got a song called "Dream No More," and it actually talks about Lot and his wife. It says, "You turn to stone, don't look back."
Right, right.
So it wasn't salt; it was stone.
No,
Now, I know that Metallica they do a lot of they're inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, and they
we
went
love
to
craft.
CERN and everything like that. So they're basically
And
singing.
Antarctica. They
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Antarctica. Metallica played
yes,
in Antarctica, and so
yes,
did
they did.
AC/DC. What the heck are they doing
Yep,
playing in Antarctica? Who are they playing for?
yep, yep.
Right.
Right,
Think about that, guys.
that's right.
I'm sick of this.
Yep,
I'm sick of this world. I
yeah,
hope you can hear it in my voice, but
mm,
I do not fear. I am not worrying about this. No way.
mm,
I am waiting.
mm,
I am lifting my head. I am waiting. Every time I'm outside, I lift my head up and I look. Are you going to come now? Are you going to crack
mm.
the sky, Yeshua? Are you coming? Are you coming?
I just say, come on, man, please, please,
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
now, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think
I
a
think
lot of
Messi walked
people are like
away.
that too.
I think Messi must have walked away, guys. I'm sorry because I asked him to put the last photo. I just sent him up and he hasn't done it. So I think he just walked away because this is running on its own, this one. Um
Yep,
Growler.
we can put that in the description box, can't we?
It's just some photos of Crimeas that people need to
Oh,
know
right, okay,
because
yeah.
if they go back to the beginning of the stream, if you've just tuned in, you need to go back to the beginning of this stream. This is
Mm, mm,
totally essential that you go back to the beginning of this stream. And we did want to
mm,
keep it around the hour mark because YTube is making these things take longer. There we go. They're taking longer and longer to upload. We're
mm,
giving ourselves an hour and a half to upload this. So we are praying,
mm.
Father, please let this be up at 7:30 Central Standard Time, your time. We just
Yeah,
we just if we're late, I'll send a notification to let you know, but obviously that's too late now because you'll be listening to this.
yeah, okay.
Growler,
Yes.
anything else? Did you have anything else that we needed to go through, my dear?
I'm just as I said this morning. I'll just quickly pull it up, and this is from dun, 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 Jazz and
Look at
Boa
these
in here, and they're
chimeras,
giving.
guys. This is look at these chimeras. This is what they're putting in the DNA. This is what they're doing with the DNA, the recombinant
Yeah,
DNA, which has the chimera. It's that they're one and the same. Okay.
your dogs are
He's
letting off
just
a lovely
looking.
smell here.
Oh dear.
Oh, gee. Uh, okay, thanks, Bo. You're a legend. I'm just gonna go on to uh,
The stream
it's called
died.
yeah,
The
the
stream
Times of
died.
Israel.
Hang on, hang on,
Uh,
hang on, mate.
I can still hear you.
Messy's saying the stream died. Oh, that's okay. Yes, no, it's okay. I'm sure we're still going. So continue,
Yeah,
please.
yeah. So uh, now this is from the Times of Israel. It says anyone who got the second VX dose to become exempt from quarantine a week later. So if you get the second jab, you are exempt from quarantine starting a week after you get the second jab. This is from the Times of Israel. We'll try and hook it
Uh,
up at some other point there, guys.
Growler,
So,
Growler, I have to
yeah,
stop you, darling. I think we're doing this all for nothing, matey. Um, Jakey's saying that the timer has stopped, that we've timed out. Just in case we haven't,
what?
we love you all. We'll get off. We'll
Yep,
find out what's happened, and
yep,
we'll aim to do another one of these in another 2 days. How's that?
yeah, okay,
Or
that's good.
another two
But we'll
nights.
talk to
This
you
is
guys in the chat. We'll talk to you guys in the chat. So,
yeah, yeah.
and we'll just double check everything.
We love you all. If we're still going, we love you all, and we're sorry if
Yep,
it died. You can't hear us anyway, but we love you all. We do.
yep.
This is Beck.
I've still got a timer here saying 57:04.
Yeah, mine's going too, but maybe
Okay,
maybe it's just on his end. But we will say goodbye.
yeah,
Just
well,
because of this. So
and we'll do
we
another
love you.
video soon anyway. We love you very
Oh,
much,
that's it.
guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
You need to get the Father and his Son, and that's it. Okay?
That's
You
it.
need it in your heart. That is the
Yep.
only thing that will save you from all
Right.
this
Right.
tragedy. We love you.
Right.
This is
Yep.
Beck. This Growler.
Growler
He
out.
didn't say this is Growler. I'm saying this is Beck. You're supposed to say this is Growler.
This is
And
Growler. Bombed up.
that's
Sorry.
51. And we are out.